Joining us now, Senator Ben Cardin of Maryland, chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, it's always great seeing you. I thank you for your time. How close are we to a full-out open war between Israel and Hezbollah?
Jose, it's good to be with you. As you know, I'm up in New York at the United Nations meetings, and we're going to try to get the UN to concentrate on the real cause for violence. That's Iran. Iran enables Hezbollah. Hezbollah is a terrorist organization that's been shooting missiles into Israel, targeting civilian populations. Of course, they also enable Hamas' attack. We've got to get the United Nations to concentrate on the real threat in the region, Iran, and we've got to find a way to move forward with a ceasefire and a hostage release so that we can get to regional security for both the Palestinians and the Israelis to live together in peace.
Do you think that is in any way a possibility? I mean, it just seems like, if anything, the sides are further apart. And Israel has been very clear on its need to destroy the infrastructure at Hezbollah. And apparently they've been doing that very effectively in just in the last 5 days, but also with Hamas. Is there any, do you see any possibilities of there being anything remotely peaceful?
I think if we put the focus on Hamas and on Iran, to recognize that the United States has put forward offers for the hostage release and a ceasefire, humanitarian assistance. The international community is supporting that. The real obstacle has been Hamas and Iran. If we put the focus on that, it gives us hope that we can find a way to reduce the violence. An escalation of the conflict is not in Israel's interest. It's not in the United States' interest. We need to find a way to bring peace to the region, and that means isolating Iran, entering into regional understandings with the Arab states against Iran and Israel, so that we can have a future of peace for both the Palestinians and the Israelis.
And Senator, I know that President Biden is going to be delivering one of the final major addresses of his presidency at the UN General Assembly. What are you looking to hear in his speech?
I think the president's going to say that when the United Nations, the nations come together, we can solve any problems. He'll point to the COVID pandemic and how we, in the global community, tackled that problem. And he's going to encourage the United Nations and its member states to tackle the problems of Ukraine, the Middle East, the issues in Sudan, which is a major humanitarian crisis. And we got to put a focus on that. If we work together, we can give hope to people.
And Senator, I know you're set to meet with President Zelensky later today. What's your message to him?
I'm going to tell President Zelensky he has bipartisan support in Congress. We're going to continue to provide what he needs to defend Ukraine, and that we admire his courage, and we want to make sure that he has what he needs to defend this country so that he's in a position to negotiate the end of the war.
And turning to Venezuela, sir, you and Senator Tim Kaine are working on a bill to hold Maduro accountable for the crackdown and human rights violations that the Venezuelan people have been subjected to, efforts to steal the July presidential elections. What would your bill do, and what do you think needs to happen from the United States perspective going forward?
Well, first, it would recognize the real winner of the election, Edmundo Gonzalez, who won the election. And it would also enable those that are at risk in Venezuela to be able to get a visa to come to America. It would provide sanctions against those that are preventing the peaceful transfer of power to the real winner in that election. It provides the type of recognition and support that the United States will maintain for the will of the Venezuelan people.
What kind of sanctions, Senator, do you think need to be instituted that were maybe taken out? And, you know, the Barbados Agreement, which was not worth the paper it was written on. What is it that the United States, you think, should be doing going forward on sanctions issue?
Well, there's one thing about sanctions that affect an illegitimate regime. There's also sanctions that affect people individually, that prevent their travel to the United States and prevent them from using our banking system. The privileged class don't want to see those sanctions imposed. I was responsible for the enactment of the Magnitsky sanctions, which provide that type of identification of those people who have violated human rights. So it's those types of sanctions we think can have a real impact on decision makers that are involved in Venezuela's prevention of the peaceful transfer of power.
And Senator, turning to domestic politics, you're set to retire at the end of your term. A new report finds a Democratic nominee for your seat, Angela Also Brooks, improperly took advantage of tax breaks she did not qualify for. Her campaign has said she was unaware of the errors, but her lawyers say she intends to pay back any taxes that should have applied, according to the Washington Post. What do you think of this?
Well, first of all, I think Angela Also Brooks has acknowledged that a mistake was made. It was unintended. She's going to assume responsibility, make the payments that are necessary. And for Marylanders, the important thing is that we need to move forward. This is a clear choice in the Maryland Senate race. Marylanders are going to want someone who supports their values. That's Angela Also Brooks, that will align with the Democrats in the control of the Senate. There's a lot at stake in the Maryland election. I'm very confident that Angela Also Brooks is going to win that election.
Senator Ben Cardin, it's always a pleasure. I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.